What if I told you that you could build a digital product business without spending 3 months creating a product, hiring a designer, or even knowing exactly what you're going to sell? Because just a few years ago, starting a digital product business could mean spending weeks researching an idea, writing dozens of pages, designing everything from scratch, building a sales page, figuring out payment systems, and then somehow getting people to actually buy it. Now, AI can help you do a huge portion of that work in a fraction of the time. But here's where most people get it completely wrong. They think AI itself is the business. It isn't. You can open ChatGPT right now, type, "Create me an ebook that makes money," and get a finished-looking product in minutes. But if nobody needs it, nobody's going to buy it. The real opportunity is much bigger. Using AI to find problems people are already willing to pay to solve, turn those problems into useful digital products, and build a system that gets those products in front of the right people. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. From finding the right idea and researching demand, to creating and packaging your product, setting up your sales system, getting your first customers, and eventually scaling the business. And the best part? You don't need a huge audience or a massive budget to get started. Before we get into the AI tools you can use to build all of this, it is important to understand what a digital product business actually is, because the business model itself is relatively simple. A digital product is essentially something you create once and can sell repeatedly online without having to manufacture, store, or physically ship anything to the customer. That could be an ebook, a template, or Canva templates. And this is one of the biggest advantages of the model. If you were selling a physical product, you might have to deal with inventory, packaging, storage, shipping, suppliers, and fulfillment every time an order comes in. With a digital product, the customer can potentially pay for the product and receive it automatically within seconds, while you continue selling the same product to new customers. But there is one thing that separates a digital product that actually sells from one that simply sits online collecting dust: the problem it solves. A lot of beginners make the mistake of creating something because it sounds interesting, rather than because people actually need it. For example, you could create a product called 100 AI Prompts. It might sound useful, but it is extremely broad. Who are these prompts for? What are they supposed to help the buyer accomplish? Why should someone pay for them? Now compare that with something like 100 ChatGPT prompts for real estate agents to generate leads and follow up with prospects. Suddenly, the product becomes much more specific. A real estate agent can immediately understand who it is for, what it does, and why they might need it. That is the principle you want to keep in mind throughout this entire process. Don't just create a digital product. Create a specific solution to a specific problem for a specific group of people. The more clearly your product solves a real problem, the easier it becomes to explain its value, market it, and ultimately convince someone to buy it. Once you've identified a problem that people actually care about, the next step is deciding what type of digital product should solve it. And this is where you want to avoid making things unnecessarily complicated. The format of your product should match the problem you're trying to solve. For example, if small businesses are struggling to consistently create social media content, you could create a 30-day content calendar, a collection of Canva templates, or even an AI prompt system designed specifically for creating social media posts. If your target customers are freelancers struggling to win clients because they don't know how to write convincing proposals, you could create proposal templates, a proposal swipe file, or a complete client onboarding system. And if you're targeting students who struggle with organizing their study schedules, a digital study planner, Notion dashboard, or revision tracker could be a much better solution. The important thing is that you don't need to create the biggest or most complicated product possible. In fact, you should do the opposite. Create the simplest product that solves the problem effectively. A simple product is faster to build, easier for customers to understand, and much easier to improve once you start getting feedback from real buyers. Now that you have the product itself, there's another important part that can determine whether someone looks at it and thinks, "I need this," or simply scrolls past it: perceived value. People don't just buy information, they buy convenience, clarity, and ultimately an outcome. That's why a basic 50-page PDF filled with information might not feel particularly valuable, even if the information inside is useful. Instead, think about turning that information into a complete system. Add templates that customers can immediately use, checklists that tell them exactly what to do, real examples they can follow, worksheets that help them apply what they've learned, step-by-step instructions, and action plans that turn information into actual results. Then there's the presentation. You can use AI-assisted design tools and platforms like Canva to create professional cover pages, product mock-ups, worksheets, tables, social media graphics, and sales images. The goal isn't to make your product look expensive just for the sake of appearance. It's to make the customer feel like they're getting a complete solution, not something that was generated by AI in 5 minutes and uploaded for sale. Once your product is created and packaged properly, you need a simple system that allows people to discover it, understand its value, purchase it, and receive it without you having to manually handle every order. This is where your sales system comes in. And the good news is that you don't need to build a complicated website with dozens of pages to get started. There are platforms designed specifically for selling digital products that can handle things like payments, checkout, product delivery, and customer management for you. Your main job is to create a product page that makes the value of your product immediately clear. It should explain who the product is for, what problem it solves, what the customer will receive, and what outcome they can expect after using it. You can also include previews, examples, frequently asked questions, testimonials once you have them, and a clear call to action. I can help you write your headlines, product descriptions, FAQs, emails, and sales copy, but don't let it make everything sound generic. Your sales page should speak directly to the person experiencing the problem you're solving. Once this system is working, every piece of content you publish can send potential customers toward the same product, creating a simple path from attention to purchase. Before you start selling, there are a few mistakes you need to avoid because they can make an otherwise good digital product business much harder than it needs to be. The first is creating a product before validating the idea. Don't spend weeks building something only to discover that nobody actually wants it. Another mistake is relying too heavily on AI and producing generic content that feels like it could have been created for anyone. Your product needs your own research, judgment, examples, and improvements. You should also avoid trying to target everyone. A specific audience makes your product much easier to position and market. And don't create 10 products before you've proven that one can sell. Start with one strong solution, get feedback from customers, improve it, and then build from there. Also, don't expect instant sales. Creating the product is only half the business. You still need consistent marketing, useful content, and a clear reason for people to buy. Starting a digital product business with AI isn't about asking ChatGPT to create a random ebook and hoping someone buys it. The real opportunity is using AI to move faster while still focusing on what actually matters. Finding a real problem, creating a useful solution, packaging it professionally, and putting it in front of the right audience. You don't need a massive audience, a huge budget, or dozens of products to get started. You can start with one specific problem, one simple product, and one customer. So if you've been thinking about starting a digital product business, don't wait until everything is perfect. Find a problem, build the solution, and put it in front of people. If you found this video useful, hit the like button, subscribe, and comment below with the digital product you're thinking of creating.